Okay, guys, so today I figured, if y'all know, there was one time where a Christian dude was talking shit about Buddhism and it pissed me off. So today I'm gonna give y'all some facts y'all didn't know. Now, first thing, I want to address a couple of things. If you get offended by this video, I'm sorry in advance, and you can skip off this video if you want to. Now, today I want to talk about some actual facts. So, we're going to talk about some history right here. So, basically, I'm going to tell y'all how every religion is different and what is the claims that Christians usually make that the modern society doesn't understand. So, first things first, we all know who Jesus is, right? He's the King of Kings, the Prince of Princes, just the boss of all bosses, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a Christian and you people say this about a bunch of good philosophies, such as um, we're gonna talk about Hinduism, Gandhi. People always say this specific quote that I feel like I need to address with y'all. People say this: Buddha is in his tomb, Gandhi is in his tomb, Allah is in his tomb, all of the religions, right? There's not enough shovels to dig them up. Now, I gotta address something. Buddha did not die, he was cremated. But this is something I feel like I need to address. Now, if you're a Christian and you know about the 12 apostles, I'm going to tell you something. So, Buddha, Gandhi, all of those guys are messengers of Jesus. I'm going to tell you why. You see, back then in the very first Asian country that is the oldest out of every single country is China. China. Now you see, the Mongolians invaded China, okay? This is the thing that people don't realize about humanity. We were all peaceful beings, right? We were all peaceful beings, all peaceful people, right? Now the Mongolians are the oldest type of race in China, right? So you're probably wondering, Jaden, or Ace of Spades, or Dark Lucid, what does this have to do with Buddhism? I'm gonna tell y'all, this isn't just about Buddhism today. This is about every single religion and how I'm defending it with proper facts and knowledge about what's been happening. So, let's talk about this. Back then, the Chinese, they were getting invaded, right? They were getting killed, they were getting murdered, they were fighting against Mongolia. Now, if you guys don't know what Mongolia is the tribe that is known for their cool violins, cool instruments, right? They're a cool tribe now, right? But back then, they were terrible people. Now, here's what I'm going to talk about. Now, this, we all know this symbol, the yin and yang. I'm going to tell y'all something. This yin yang has a bunch of answers to life that a lot of people don't realize. Now, before we get to that, let me break this down slowly. This might be an hour long video or something, so I recommend get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, whatever, sit down and let's go back to the history. Now, a million plus years ago, back way back then, before humanity was known to, be humanity and stuff, right? They're the biblical times, Jesus. We all know that Jesus created heaven and earth and all of that, right? Now, that is true. But what people don't really realize about Jesus is that people say you can only believe one God. This is something I need to say. God is the King of Kings. Think of it like this. Now, think of an office, right? An office has a boss, a CEO, a corporate, all of that, right? So, the 12 philosophers are like different races of religion that try to spread the word of God. Then, I'm gonna talk about Jesus first, and then the Satan religions and the Satan ones. So we're gonna start off with Jesus. Now this is what happened. This guy, Prince Buddha, was a messenger of God. Okay, if you guys, this is something y'all don't realize. Now we know that he was from India, right? India. One thing that a lot of people probably really don't know about India or Russia or any of those countries is that they're Asian. You know why they're Asian? Because Asia is known to be the biggest continent in the world. For example, let's talk about Buddhism. Buddhism started a long time ago, after the biblical era. Um, so the real name of Buddha, um, I don't want to butcher it, but if you guys know the real name of Buddha, this guy was like a teacher, right? He guided the Indians, no, not the Indians, the people who are from India, right? About teachings of a bunch of things. Now, here's one thing I gotta talk about. Buddha, think of it like this. If y'all know, if y'all know the that picture frame in Texas history where there's like an angel in like the 1800s, think of it like this. Buddha is that lady with the wings. He guided the Asians the proper way, basically spreading the word of God. Now, if a lot of people don't realize this, but Buddha is the son of God because God created Buddha. God created Gandhi. God created all of these ancient religions. Now, the oldest, oldest country ever in Asia has always been China. China is what started Japanese. Because if you notice something, Japanese and Chinese symbols look very familiar. You know, the kanji, the hiragana, all of that. The Chinese were nice people before they became what's the word? Before they became dictators. No, shit, I can't think of it, but basically before the Chinese hated everyone and stuff. China was never bad. People don't realize this. A lot of cultures were never bad. We were all peaceful people, all peaceful beings until this havoc happened. Now, back to the yin and yang. Jesus also created this. I'm gonna tell you guys why. If y'all could see this and that, think of it like this. This is heaven, this is hell. Goes together. This is the neutral part, right? There's good, which is the religions like Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, right? And then there's Muslim ones that are like believe in Allah, you know, the Nazis, you know, the Wicca, like all of those religions. I can't name all of them on the top of my head, but there are good religions and there are bad religions. These were all made. The good religions were made by Jesus. The bad religions were made by Satan. You see, Buddha here is messenger from God and guardian angel. He doesn't look the part, but he is. Cause like I said, the 12 apostles were Buddha, Gandhi, can't name the other ones, but basically they all go together with Jesus. You're Christians, you guys are right. God is the King of Kings. But one thing y'all don't realize is people say that if you believe in another religion like Hinduism or any of that, last thing you'll see me do about Hinduism, all that, that's where it's wrong. People don't realize this, but when people say last thing you'll see me do about those religions is that they're actually in the hell part of Christianity because Christians would respect the Buddha because the Buddha is a messenger of God. Gandhi is a messenger of God. Gandhi basically is like Buddha, you know, they're all princes, there's all kings, you know. It's like this. We if you guys are in school, we learn about Greek gods, right? Think of it like this. These religions are all Greek gods. Some Greek gods are good, some Greek gods are bad. For example, Zeus, Hades, Ares, all of those gods, all were specific messengers. Now, if I believe God created the Roman times, I believe he created all that, right? God is the main boss here, right? But what I'm gonna say here, it's okay to believe in Buddhism or Hinduism or Judaism because it's the similar teachings of God, just different culture. You think about it like that. There's many cultures, there's many beliefs in this world, right? Like in Japan, you bow, different religions, but the good ones are teaching the way of God. Buddha, if you believe in Buddha, you're not going to go to hell because Buddha is from God. If you believe in a God, if you believe in Buddha, that means you believe in God too. It all goes together. Taoism, a Chinese philosophy. I'm going to tell y'all something. I was talking about Miyamoto Musashi, right? Now, think about it like this. Buddha is like the Ares for soldiers. Think about it like that. God is Zeus, okay? God is like Zeus, right? Now, Satan is like Hades. Hades or Satan created the bad religions like Masla, like Allah, all of those. Like terrorists and shit. Now, here's something people don't realize about the Nazi sign. The Nazi sign was the symbol of Buddha. Just like how you Christians say, if you flip the cross upside down, that's against God. Well, in the Nazi era, the Nazis shat on Buddhism by taking the cross, because originally it was facing like this. They flipped it like this, and to scare people, because the Nazis were like the KKK. They were terrible people. Very terrible people. Um, I hope these people stop doing what they're doing. They were terrible people. This is proof that the devil always tries to take something good and always has to flip it around. People say that God, Jesus isn't real, all that, right? Where Buddha is fake, they're not a real God. No, Buddha isn't fake because Buddha, like I said, is a messenger of Jesus. Gandhi is a messenger of Jesus. All of those religions are a messenger of Jesus. Judaism, all of that. It's just different cultural, right? Like Buddha is the Jesus of Asia, right? And India, all that, right? So is Gandhi. Gandhi's more like the India. But if you think about it, Indians are Asian because India is part of Asia, right? And basically, what I'm trying to say is that all religions go together. The good religions all go together. The bad religions all go together. It's always been like this, yin yang, since the dawn of time, okay? The white, the black. It has always been a white and black. Or should I say good and bad? That the yin yang is showing you. It's like a gate, a river. Like, how could I say it? Two empires. There's a good empire, a good army, there's a bad army, right? This side's the good army, this side's the bad army. It goes together. Now, Satan is the black, Jesus is the white. In other words, Jesus created all of these gods, right? He wants you to pick. He's testing you to see if you'll go on the right path, right? Now, it also, the Taoism is slang for suffering, like you're suffering and shit, right? Because basically Taoism teaches philosophies like about a lot of ancient stuff. This is what I feel like. People always say this that Israel is the spiritual city, right? The city of good. Another thing, Japan is a good city, okay? There's two heaven-like cities that I feel like people don't really understand. Japan is like heaven, Israel's like heaven. All of these. But like I said, it's always Satan's apostles versus Jesus's apostles. Like I said, Jesus created everyone. Jesus created all these gods because he wants you You, the being, the human, the guy who is living right now, to pick his army to always fight Satan's army. If you really think about it, the battle that people always say this that Satan and Jesus, like Jesus defeated Satan. No, no, it's not the case. They are still fighting. We are still in the biblical era, just more modern. People don't realize this, but we have to pick sides. It's like a civil war of life. It's always been a civil war since the dawn of time. Even before everything we know today, like the universe, all that shit was invented. This was all nothing. It was pitch black, darkness, everything. Nothing at all. So, for those of you who say Buddha is in his tomb, Gandhi's in his tomb, you're wrong. Buddha is a This is what I want you guys to say instead. Buddha is a messenger of God. Gandhi is a messenger of God. All right? In every good religion, Taoism, all of these, okay? This is the thing, is that the best religion, yes, Christianity. If you're a Christianity, good. You're good. You're chilling because you believe in Jesus. But if you believe in Buddhism or all of these, if you say that it's bad, right? That means if you really believe in God, you're talking shit about one of his messengers. And these messengers are always watching you. They're going to be like, God, he's talking shit about you. If you say something offensive about Buddha or Gandhi or one of God's messengers, forget it. You're not going to heaven. Fuck no, you're going to hell. Because you're disrespecting the messengers that God has for you. If you believe in Buddhism, you're okay. If you believe in Hinduism, you're okay. But if you believe in the Satan's philosophers or apostles, then you're fucked. You're fucked. I'm sorry, but you're done. You're done. You're going to hell. So yeah, your Buddha is good. Gandhi's good. Remember that. Remember that. So if you think that like all these rituals you do and stuff, people say real Buddhisms don't do rituals. I'm gonna say something. If you do rituals for Buddha, you are chilling. You are showing how dedicated you are to his teachings. You're showing how much you love him as a person, how you want him to save you. Buddha can save you. Gandhi can save you. Taoism can save you. But it's up to you to decide. Like I said, there's different doors in this life. So we have the choices. Do we want to pick the good part of the yin yang or the bad part of the yin yang? Which empire do you want to pick? Now, I often talk about North Korea and South Korea. South Korea, think of it like this. You know why Korea has the yin yang? I'm going to tell y'all why. Because the Koreans, their flag symbols good and bad. If you think about it, the Korean flag, if you really look at it, is a reminder. Do you want to go on South Korea where it's good, or do you want to go to North Korea where it's bad? It's up to you to pick. And that's why Jesus, if when he comes, if you're a Buddhist or any of that, you're okay. Oftentimes, the Bible is like, people think that that if you believe in Jesus or if you believe in Buddha, you're going against Jesus. And you're not. Because like I said, they're messengers of God. If you believe in a messenger of God, you're chilling, right? Religions, I'm going to tell you another thing. This is another thing that people often think. If you go into society nowadays, right? There's a lot of black empire that has halfly destroyed the good empire. It will never be balanced. It will never be united. Just like how North Korea and South Korea will never be united. If you have to pick the good side, you never go to the bad side. If you go to the bad side, then you're done. You're done. Because like they say in like every superhero movie, like every movie with good and bad, good always wins, bad always loses. But at this case, bad is winning right now because half of our population, the 3 billion or whatever number it is that has people on this earth, are being ignorant, okay? They're being ignorant. And half of our population is on the bad part of the yin and yang instead of the good part. My friends, my homies, everyone who follows me and subscribes to me right now, I'm going to tell y'all this. Pick the right path. I'm not going to force you to come to this path. It's your consequence you suffer with, your fate. But if you want a good faith, believe in Hinduism, believe in Buddhism, believe in anything that God created. If you believe in like the Nazi shit or any of that, then you're on Satan's side. And I'm sorry to say it, but Satan is going to win. We don't want that. The world is never going to change. It's not going to change. The only way for this world to ever fucking change is for people to stop acting stupid and dumb and see the big picture. Oh, fuck. Jaden's right. Ace of Spades is right about this shit. We need to pick a right side. It's like this. When people say pick the own crowd. Pick your crowd. Pick the good crowd. You know? Instead of hanging out with the bad Latinas, Edgars, any of those, hang out with the nerds. Because the nerds are the good army of God. Latinas, all those. They're going to be strippers later down in the road. They're Satan's army. Satan is always there. But fear not, because God is also there. God is still alive. Satan is still alive. Buddha is still alive. All of these guys are alive. So, my final message to you guys. Which side do you want to pick? Which fate do you want to go with? Do you want to pick the fate of good, where you're protected by God's apostles? Or do you want to be with Satan's apostles? It's your choice. Your choice, your decision. That's going to be it for today's video. If y'all enjoyed this teaching, let me know in the comments below. And as always, I love you guys. I hope y'all have a safe, happy holiday. Oh, another thing. When Christmas comes, you're going to see me record myself unboxing presents. It might be a full video. It might be shorts. I'm still debating whether or not. But it's coming up. A lot of Christmas planned things are coming up. Alright? We're going to react to Christmas cooking stuff. A bunch of Christmassy stuff. I'm gonna even record a video where I write a letter to Santa Claus. Also, last thing, let me know what y'all want for Christmas. Let me know. Take care. I love y'all. As always, peace.